What's up? BigHerc916. Positivity, motivation, never settle for average. You know, we do it over here. Man, the game ain't no joke. And I've been telling you guys for the longest, if you have the opportunity to do other things, take advantage of it. Utilizing resources, capitalizing on opportunities, because once you get caught up in the system, man, it's hell trying to dig yourself out. And Future's brother, FBG Casino, recently got caught up in a fentanyl case earlier this month. They said he's being charged with conspiracy to possess with intent to distribute, and they found money, and they said there was roughly 21 kilograms of fentanyl,
Friday in
so
Forest
about
Park,
46
Georgia,
pounds.
where FBI and DEA agents assigned to the HSTF arrested two men, Rico DeVille Bice, a.k.a. Casino, and David Estevan Montillo Diaz. Defendant Bice was caught fleeing from an Airbnb rental where agents were executing a federal search warrant. Bice was carrying a rubber-banded stack of cash, about approximately $4,000, but a lot more banded cash, approximately $380,000 worth, was found inside the home, along with approximately 21 kilograms of suspected fentanyl, a money counting machine, a vacuum sealer used to package bricks of illegal narcotics, and the Glock 19 semi-automatic pistol that's on the table. Because just 2 milligrams of fentanyl is a lethal amount, 21 kilograms is enough fentanyl to kill millions of people, and its street value is nearly $500,000.
So FBG Casino was a rapper within the Free Bands organization and previously appeared in Future's platinum-selling song Move That Dope. He was arrested alongside co-defendant David Estevan Montillo Diaz. Prosecutors have requested that Buse be held without bail while the case proceeds. Man, you're around in certain circles of people, man, and you know you've made it to a degree out of that environment, and I don't know if it's just a lure of you know the street money or you know the fast life, the rush of the game. It's hard to say, but there's so many other ways that you could invest your money to make it triple, quadruple. And like I said, you know, having that platform, there are legit brand deals this guy could have capitalized on. But you know, it is what it is. I'm not here to judge a man. You know, he's presumed innocent until, you know, whatever they come back with as far as, you know, a conviction. And, you know, I don't wish prison or jail on anyone. It's hell, man. And you got your life in the hands of somebody else unless you get in there and start studying the law. And I've always told you guys, man, you're in the game, you know, you better know what you're facing and what the consequences of your action are. I was dumb. You know, I'm not saying I was a smart criminal because I had no idea that to start with my crime was a decade, 120 months. And this gentleman with, you know, 46 pounds of fentanyl, that's life. You know, that's a life sentence. You know, a deal on something like that is probably 20, 30 years. I mean, and this is a big case, man. I mean, it's on multiple news outlets.
After a suspected fentanyl distribution operation was uncovered in Forest Park. Investigators say the operation was run out of an Airbnb that a federal task force raided late last week. Agents showed reporters what they say is 21 kilos of fentanyl recovered from inside the rental home. They also displayed $380,000 in cash they say was seized, along with another $3,000 found on a man who tried to run. Officials say the arrests are part of a larger federal push to track down the sources behind the region's drug pipeline.
These drugs like fentanyl, heroin, cocaine, they poison our community, but they have second-order effects and spillover effects like addiction, like overdose, like violent crime in our community.
The suspects are Rico DeVille Bryce and David Esteban Montillo Diaz. Both are expected to go before a federal grand jury for formal charges.
The hip hop industry, man, it's a lot of what you see is smoke and mirrors. You got a lot of now people who have embedded themselves in the industry who, talk the game, got the slang. And I'm going to tell you, man, they're plants and they're CIs. And then you got actual agents. A lot of those studios got recording devices. A lot of the people you think you're hustling with are actually working for law enforcement. It's just what it is. You got to watch yourself. But you start talking your business and, whatever, hustling, thinking that you're going to make some moves with these dudes. And they're not really cut like that, man. It's a fake ass industry. And if you get in there and you want to play that game, but don't mix that with the streets. Don't mix that with, whatever else you're doing, because most likely the person you are confiding in is somehow tied in, layered with multiple profiles, so that you'll never know. But they're an agent. A lot of the labels are tied in with government anyway. They're tied in with, federal agencies. So you're at a label and you're thinking you're talking to somebody. There might be a dude in the back who's just hanging out, acting like he's security, and he's straight popo, man. You guys don't get it. I mean, look at Tekashi, man. His whole, his whole transportation setup was all wired, and they were filming everything. Got all those dudes caught up. Run around, inciting, criminal behavior. Everybody riled up, and the more let's go do this, do that. More charges, and it's like it's a bait and switch industry, and anybody who's still talking about that shit, and they are trying to get their hands dirty with that game that's in the rap. They are doing it to get whoever else caught up, and you can guarantee that these cats, most likely, if they are pressured, they're gonna pop and they're gonna tell on everybody. They don't tell on everybody, man. That's just the nature of the game. Nobody wants to leave that king size bed, that AC, that those soft titties, and busting them cheeks, and getting drugs and partying. A lot of guys are drug addicts, man. They want to not be able to do their freely high every day and have fun and party and all that, man. This shit it's a recipe for failure, in the sense where you lose your sense of self living in that life. It's hard to be in that and then just get your money and step out. People do it, rap, whatever, and this, live in obscurity, but a lot of guys want to really be about it, and it's entertaining. You got the females, you're traveling, doing your thing, but look at this. He wasn't small time. He wasn't small time. 21 kilos of fentanyl. Woo! You know how they cracking down on fentanyl, man. Yeah, man. I mean, the game, hip hop, Future's brother, man. And it just happened to be his brother. It's not like I'm insinuating anything, but according to the allegations here, it was in the game, man. But you got to watch the people around you. Man. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. BigHerc916. Subscribe, share. didn't start off as a bad kid. Officially, I only got one real spanking my entire life. My mom did the best a 14-year-old could do, raising me with love and instilling values that will last a lifetime. I was a straight A student and lived to make her happy. So how did I go astray? A horrible stepdad that stole my self-worth and invoked fear turned me into a person that I struggled to overcome. From skateboarding to selling drugs, gang banging in juvenile hall, I got caught the same way many young promising men get caught up. I struggled to find my identity, getting mixed up in shootouts, crime, and the adult entertainment industry. This roller coaster continued as I juggled college, hustling, and Hollywood, eventually catching a federal bank robbery case. I found redemption in prison while serving a 120-month federal sentence and came out a man on a mission. I became a social media influencer with over 500 million views on YouTube and a life coach mentoring people all over the world. This is my journey against all odds.